Welcome, everyone. My name is Andrea Rowe. Let's see if we can find my camera here. And today's discussion is grow and donate. It's not a new concept, but it is something that we're trying to facilitate more. So we're going to talk about how community gardens and this type of program can build community, how we can increase food security for some of our neighbors who might need access to extra food and especially fresh produce. And joining me today is Beth Martin. Give a wave, thank you. We're going to try and pin your view so that everyone can see you as we chat here. And I'm going to pin myself, and if we can unpin the other one, please, so that I can see Beth.
Sorry, we're getting a little bit of feedback from your microphone, Andrea.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm trying to fix that.
I think it's because you've got two devices going.
Yeah, and I've got, all right. I've got one muted and the other one live, so I'm hoping that fixes it. Is that better?
A little bit.
All right. Lots of fun technology as we learn throughout the week. So I'm hoping that that feedback issue is now stopped.
Yeah, I think we got it now. Yeah.
Our problem is fixed. So again, joining me today is Beth Martin, who is the founder of Burlington Together, and one of the programs that she operates is Grow a Row. So she's going to help facilitate the conversation from a Burlington perspective. And also joining me, if we can find Jessie in the audience and allow her to turn her camera on. Jessie is joining us from Kerr Street Mission in Oakville. There we go. Hi, Jessie. And she is going to help facilitate the conversation around the food bank and the food service end of it. So at Halton Food, we help teach people how to grow their food sustainably. Now we want to help get that food into the hands of some of our neighbors within the community who might need some extra food to help them. So welcome, Beth. I'm going to turn the conversation over to you now so that you can outline or give people a bit of an explanation of how Burlington Together started and your role and the Grow a Row program that you've started in Burlington. So I'll turn that over to you now.
Absolutely. So quick overview. In March of last year, I created a caremongering Facebook page. It was then happening in Hamilton and Toronto. So I created one for Burlington as well. The idea of having a platform where people could find things that they needed and help each other in that initial first period of COVID when nobody really knew what we were allowed to do and a lot of the programs were not running. And as time went on, it grew and became Burlington Together and became sort of a larger community base. We currently have over 12,000 members, which is pretty exciting. A lot of them are very involved in the community and looking for ways to give back. And at some point in early spring last year, I was thinking about how I could personally address food insecurity, particularly around fresh food. And I didn't know at that time that food banks did accept fresh produce. So I thought it would be a very easy way for people who are already gardening, either through community gardens or at home, to grow a little bit of extra, whatever they choose, and then have it sort of earmarked to be given to the food bank. So over the course of the summer, we grew in the space that Burlington Green used to use outside of the central community garden in Burlington. And through both that effort and through encouraging people to donate their own produce, I think we ended up having about 250 pounds of produce donated to the Burlington Food Bank, which was, it exceeded my expectations. So that was very exciting. And it wasn't a lot, but it was enough to make a difference for a few families a week. So that was nice.
If you sorry, let's try this again. So if you're okay, I'm going to play the little video that you created with Andrea.
Sure.
Are you going to be totally embarrassed if I do that?
Oh, it's fine. And Andrea was our
Let me
volunteer.
go to my next slide. And I'm hoping, oh, not sure if my link is going to work here. So on Vimeo, if you search for Burlington Together and the Grow a Row program, Beth has a very lovely video that she's put together, and it's available on Vimeo, so on demand access, and you can see that. I'm sorry, my link isn't working here right now. But yeah, thank you for sharing kind of the evolution of how this all got started and how we became connected with you and started putting together resources and some of the ways that we can communicate out to other residents that this program exists, so that if other people want to get involved, they know that we're kind of here to help them as well if they want help with messaging. We're not here to own this program by any means. This Grow a Row program is yours. It's Burlington Together's. We're here to simply provide some of the gardening knowledge to encourage other people, whether it's growing in their backyard or in a community garden spot, just to let people know that together we can make a difference. So I'm going to bring Jessie into the conversation now. So how it's going now is we're kind of expanding out of this Burlington only idea of what our messaging has been so far. We really focused on bringing together our Burlington partners. And now here's the lovely Jessie from Kerr Street Mission to explain, once these donations come into food banks or other food service programs, what happens then? Who does it benefit? So over to you, Jessie. I will mute my mic again. And if you can just introduce yourself and a little bit about Kerr Street and the food service programs, that would be amazing.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jessie Chiu. I am the donation management and food procurement specialist at Kerr Street Mission. Over here, we serve up to 600 people weekly through our food markets. In 2020, we actually distribute more than 42,000 pounds of fresh fruits and vegetables to our clients. So for our program, we really focus on educating them with non-perishable food. We are really big on nutritious, healthy, either recipes or teaching them how to use the new ingredients in their meals. So when we received your lovely garden grow vegetables and fruits over here, we will have special people, special volunteers to clean them and pack them. We are hoping that the gardener will be able to help us with that step as well. But of course, when it comes in, we have to go through that steps again. And then they will be distributed in our markets. We have 8 markets every week here. And so we were gonna try to distribute them evenly. We will also have soup kitchen here, and we prepare to-go meals for our markets clients as well. So there's a lot of ways for us to make the community be benefits from everything that you are bringing into us.
So I sat down with Jessie last week, and we had a great conversation. And this picture behind Jessie gives just a glimpse of the door to the market. Sorry, not the picture of you live. If you want to turn your camera off, I wish you'd stay with us for just a minute though. So in behind Jessie there on your screen, you can see the glass wall with the pictures of the fresh produce. And then on the other side, over her shoulder, you can see through the doorway into the market where the non-perishable items are stacked up on the shelves. So as you go into that market door, on the left are the refrigerators where all of the fresh produce is kept, and people can go through there when it's their turn to shop in the market. They can go and select fresh produce items, as well as non-perishable. So when people drop off fresh produce, it really does add to the abundance of fresh produce that clients have access to. Just going to show you an example of some of the marketing material that we helped put together for Beth and her program, and that we're hoping now to make available to some of the other Grow a Row programs. If anyone wants access to these images, please let me know, and we can share these out. So we think of it as a three-step process, and we really help with the first step. We want people to grow some extra food, you know, however much you have space. If you're gardening in your backyard, can you grow an extra tomato plant or a few extra bush beans, or, you know, whatever you're able to do? Plant a little bit extra, earmark some of it for donation, and we encourage it to be grown organically, chemical-free. We want this to be as healthy as possible. Then when it's time to harvest it, wash it, bunch it up, bag it, because that really helps the people who are accepting the food if they don't have to go through all of that step, all of those steps as well. Then the third step is find out where you can donate. So we've got a list of places in Burlington that you can go to, and we're now starting to compile resources for the rest of Halton. And hopefully for people who are listening outside of Halton region, you've got access to some of those locations as well. Or call them, ask them, are you able to accept fresh produce donations? And you know, start something similar in your area. So in Oakville, Kerr Street, we're putting together material for them and communication as to how you can do that. It's by donation to make sure that they have staff available to accept the produce, and then make sure that it gets into the refrigerator in a timely manner to keep it fresh and viable for as long as possible. We are also just in the midst of adding another community partner in Oakville, St. Luke's Palermo Community Center, and we will be able to post their drop-off procedures and communicate their address as well. I do have it here if anybody's able to read that tiny screen, but their address and process will be posted shortly. There's a little bit more information for the type of communication, and Kerr Street has a fantastic process for contactless delivery as well. So we're looking to find out where are some other places throughout Halton where we can connect and create a sense of community by growing, by gathering and donating to help our neighbors. You know, it's not an easy time right now for some of our friends and neighbors. And if we can help them out with a little bit of fresh food, fresh produce, I think it's a fabulous way to build that sense of community. So we do have some other presentations throughout the week that have highlighted some of these. Urchless Estates, if you haven't had a chance, go back and look through that presentation. The Devereaux House up in Halton Hills also highlights that. And coming up after this session is the Country Heritage Park, and Jamie will also share some of the things that he's doing at his property. And outside of Halton, there are some fantastic resources and other programs that you can tap into. This is just one example of the Compost Council of Canada and their Plant, Grow, Share a Row program, which is a very similar idea to what Beth has developed, and just encourages you to plant that extra row and then donate it to a local food bank. So I am going to open things up now because I'm sure people have questions, feedback. We'll just open it up now. Beth, if you have anything else that you want to share, maybe some of your experiences. You know, I know that you've done some interviews with the Burlington Food Bank. If you want to jump back on and share some stories over the last year, I will turn it back over to you.
Sure. One thing I was thinking as you were speaking is this year we're hoping to utilize we're trying to find ways to reach people where they are without having to use the internet. The internet is great, but sometimes for practical purposes, it's easier to reach people in their neighborhoods. So one of the things that Andrea, who was our coordinator last year, started doing was putting seed packs in the little free libraries around town. So those are typically in different neighborhoods, and we have, I think, in Burlington, I want to say 30 to 40 of those. So this year was hoping to put in seeds and gardening, like simple gardening tools, like a hand trowel or gloves, to encourage people just to grow whatever is in there, just to throw that in their yard and donate it to the food bank. The Burlington Food Bank, in terms of feedback, has said that they are always very happy to get produce, particularly if it's grown by the community, because not only does it supplement what they have. I mean, granted, it's not a huge supplement because they do so many boxes that go out in this time anyway. Last year, there were lots of boxes going out every week. And not a lot of produce coming in from this particular program, but they said what really does make a difference is that the people who receive the garden for produce feel like people are thinking of them. And it's a very personal connection that maybe isn't as evident when you're just getting the traditional food bank box. So that's something that they really emphasize, that I think is also very nice for people who are donating to think about, that the person on the other end is very happy to receive that and think and feel that they're thought of. I think that's pretty much all I can add at this point. We're hoping to do it again this year and do it a little bit larger and see what we can do going into it with starting seeds and asking people to donate that as well. So we'll see.
On that note, Brianna Peterson has a Burlington seed swap. It's less of a swap and more of a distribution. So she was able to get some funding for 300 grow kits available for Burlington residents to help support exactly this kind of initiative. So she's got vegetable seeds for sun, vegetable seeds for shade, some for containers. So it doesn't matter what growing space you have, she's got something for you. So she can be reached at burlingtonseedswap@gmail.com. And I believe she's got 17 packages left or spots left. So once you contact her, she will give you the full details. And we'll make sure, again, that information is in the chat box so that you can, if you're in Burlington, reach out to her and take advantage of that offer. I think she's also had some corporate donations as well. So she's going to be raffling off some raised bed growing boxes and some other neat stuff. So again, we'll make sure that all of those details are made known to you, which supports exactly what you've got going, right, Beth? So the more we can spread the word, the more we can help our neighbors, the better our community will be. Jessie, if you're still there, I am going to turn one of these questions back over to you, which is, are some vegetables more in demand than others? And okay,
yes.
over to you.
Yes, definitely. We are serving a lot of clients with different cultural backgrounds. So we are really trying to, at one end, we're trying to educate them with lots of different kinds of fruits and vegetables. But at the other end, we realize that the common vegetables that everybody would use, like tomatoes, zucchini, cucumbers, potatoes, those things are very well received. And I would echo with what Beth has said over there. A lot of it does bring another perspective into our clients as well. A lot of time that it's just very depressing for them to bring canned food back home, and you have to serve it out of the cans, and you just don't feel good to show that in front of your children. But once when you get to add a little bit of fresh ingredients to the table, especially for a mom's perspective, that just change everything, because they feel like they are cooking something, they are making something. And for them, it's just such a refreshing idea and make them feel so good about it. They feel like, they are in another way contributing again. So we definitely see the potential impact that is going to be for our community here. And we're just very, very excited about this.
Jessie, the next question is for you as well. Organic vegetables don't always look pretty. Can we still donate, or will it be turned into soup, or will it be distributed?
Absolutely. So we are trying to, again, that's another educational piece. We are trying to communicate with our clients. We realize that a lot of time when they look at the vegetables, they will have a little bit hesitation, but we try to tell them that this is actually a sign of with no extra stuff on it, and you will feel much safer to feed your kids. In fact, a lot of times our soup kitchens will pick up those things and either make salads out of it or make beautiful sandwiches out of it to feature to our clients, saying that, you know, this has just the same things and you don't have to worry about the look before it. And we even joke around with our clients saying that this is what people paying big bucks of in the organic grocery stores right now. So I would say that, you know, we would definitely appreciate all kinds of donations coming in, and we will definitely find a way to use it.
Thank you for that. The next question, I guess, is this person is saying that they have a hard time being able to donate produce at the local food bank since they only seem to be open when this person is working. Is there a food bank that is open after working hours? So Jessie, do you want to just say what your hours are? And Beth, if you can speak to the ones in Burlington, that would be helpful.
Okay. For Coast Missions, right now we open 6 days a week. During the week, we open from 9 o'clock to 8 o'clock at nighttime. And on Saturday, we open until 12 o'clock. Having to say that, we do try to control the food traffics right now due to COVID. So we have this online donation drop-off booking systems right now, and you get to be online and pick the time that is workable for you to bring your donation in. We try not to let donations come in when there is people lining up outside for our markets, and I'm pretty sure that people will understand the reason why. Other than that, you know, you can always drop it off our front desk. We'll be happy to receive them as well.
And similarly, the Burlington Food Bank had limited hours last year and still does, I believe, and they were requesting that produce come in early in the morning so that they could then package it up and send it out. That said, we were collecting at the garden itself for an hour when we were there. And this year, I'm hoping to do the same thing, but across many different community gardens in Burlington, and potentially picking up as well to make it easier for people, because that is, we were taking donations, I think between 9 and 10, and people are at work at that time. So that has come up before. I'm hoping to change that a little bit this year.
So you're helping to fill that gap.
Hopefully.
Yeah, amazing. So another question, what is the minimum amount that we can donate that makes sense? For example, I don't know if I can donate 6 bunches of carrots, but I can donate 2 or 1 bunch. So Jessie, why don't you speak to that on the receiving side of it? What makes sense for people to donate?
Yes, definitely. So for us, our market is working just a little bit different. Even through COVID, we really try to let our clients come in and pick what they want. And the reason why we are doing that is because we believe that will provide them a sense of normalcy through this whole trying periods for everybody. We don't want to give them a sense of that they are taking things from market. They are actually coming to shop whatever they need. So whatever you bring in, either big or small, we will place in our fridge, and whoever the clients come in, if they see that that's suitable for their needs or good for their family size, they can just pick it up. So when you say even just a bunch or 2 bunches of carrots, like, we have lots of family of 1 or 2 shop in our market as well, and they can definitely use those things.
Mm-hmm. While you're talking about quantities, why don't we talk about herbs as well? That's another thing that we're trying to encourage people to donate, because herbs tend to grow in very large amounts that a single family typically can't use. So now we've got a place to take them, and some happy recipients.
Yes, for sure. So me and Andrea got into this conversations about herbs because, like she mentions, every time you plant herbs, it was just gonna be a whole bunch of it, and lots of time that end up wasting it because you can't really use all of it. Over here, we'll be more than happy to have it for our clients because, like I said, we are trying to introduce 2 different recipes to our clients right now, and lots of them are trying different kinds of vegetables. We wanted to just help them spice up a little bit. And lots of time that the recipe we create over here is to combine canned food with fresh ingredient and fresh produce. So, those herbs will just, help them to be more flavorful and more fun for kids to try. So we will be so happy to see the herbs coming into our doors, and we just can't wait. We are super excited for our clients, and we actually already told some of the clients about this, and they're just, the message is well received. They said that this is something they never imagined before, because who knows that they can one day come in and pick up herbs from the market. It's just different ideas, but they are excited about it.
Amazing. Don't go anywhere. The next question is also for you. Would food banks also accept donations of vegetable plants for people to grow in their yard, on porches, balconies, wherever they have access?
Definitely. So me and Andrea we have a little bit conversations about this too. Instead of just having things dropping off over here, we're gonna start promoting this and to let people know that those things will be available at Kerr Missions. And hopefully with Andrea's help, we will give them a little bit of introductions or instructions of how to do it. A good thing about Kerr Missions is, well, I would say a different thing is we use food donations as a tool for us to help them build a better life. What that means is when we don't want them to just, well, our statement is help for the present and hope for the future. What that means is right now we give them the help they need, and we teach them, we educate them what they may need in the future. So right now, if we get to have those plants and teach them how to produce vegetables at the backyard, later on, there will be something that they can cross off on their shopping list. So that is something that we will definitely welcome to have at Kerr Mission. You can always contact me or even drop a line to Andrea, and we can definitely help you, and let's plan together with the events. And I think that will be fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Beth, have you had any conversations in Burlington about this idea of dropping off or donating plants for clients to take home?
I haven't, but I'm going to think about it now. It's a great idea.
Add that to the list.
Because we found we did donate herbs last year, and as you might know, herbs don't necessarily cut well. So once you cut them, they can wilt fairly quickly. And it might be a better idea to just provide small herb plants, and then someone can continue to grow that and use it over time.
All right, Heather, I hope that gives you some inspiration to plant some seedlings with your students in your classroom. And then we'll connect you to Beth and the Burlington Food Bank. Get those seedlings out to some clients. All right, next question. Are there any future initiatives for food banks to have their own gardens? Greenhouses, hydroponics, vertical growing centers. Okay, Jessie, do you want to answer this one, or do you want me to jump right in?
Well, you are the master of our garden, so I will leave this one to you.
Okay, so I met Jessie because I do work at Kerr Street Mission at least once a week, helping to tend their garden. It used to be Thursday mornings because that's when the public health nurse had a mums and tots group. And so I would work with these mums and get the kids out in the garden and helping to learn what to do to make the garden grow. So that's how I got started at Kerr Street. However, during COVID, while the public health nurse program isn't taking place anymore, I would still go and take care of the garden there so that the clients could continue to have access to those fresh vegetables, and the soup program could continue to access that. And we're hoping that next summer, and maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, but that the summer program will also have some in-garden programming, the after-school program. Yeah, there's lots of different programs at Kerr Street. We're going to have to get talking to Robin at the Burlington Food Bank to see what he's willing to do. But everyone is different. I know that the one in Mississauga, I believe, has a garden. The Salvation Army Food Bank in Mississauga has a garden. So it's going to depend on what their capabilities are, but I'm sure they would be open to volunteers or to community groups coming in and helping to establish something if they don't have one already. So thank you for the question. I'm happy to report that this particular food program has one, and we're trying to help as much as we can with them.
And just to interject, the Burlington Food Bank does have a garden, a fairly large garden in one of the community spaces. And a few of the other, thanks to Halton Foods assistance, a few of the other agencies do as well. So Open Doors of St. Christopher's has a garden, and I believe Wellington Square has one as well.
You're right. Thank you so much, Beth. I completely lost that train of thought in my brain. But yeah, we also help to manage the community garden at Open Doors at St. Christopher's in Burlington. So of course, yes. And then you're right, Burlington Food Bank doesn't have one on site, but that doesn't mean that they don't have one. It's just at the community gardens, the allotment gardens that are managed by the city, but it's their space. All right, so that concludes the existing questions. I'm sure people have more questions. If you are looking to start your own garden at your faith-based organization or at a social services agency, such as Summit Housing or Boy Scouts or whatever organization you might belong to, please let us know if you need help, if you need resources, if you just need somebody to talk to bounce some ideas off of. We've got a great and growing network of people that are very, very passionate about this work. And thank you, Jessie. Thank you, Beth, for joining the conversation. And have a great afternoon.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Beth. Thanks for joining. Bye, Jessie. Good to see you.